Good morning, Mount Olive Church, friends of Mount Olive Church. Happy Saturday to you. Andrew Short here with you, coming to you. Hopefully, a little bit of the snow here. Filming this on Thursday while I had a chance here. And so, share my screen here with you real quick. I wanted to get that in before any potential snow came. So, hopefully, we got a little bit of snow on the ground. I've already called a virtual day, so all the teachers are celebrating and students first official or unofficial snow day, I guess, of the year. Going to do a quick devotion here this morning on courage. Obviously, love this picture from Pastor TJ's message there last Sunday. It had the 4 C's. Awesome message there last Sunday, and really enjoyed that. If you don't have a chance, go back and listen to that. But the fourth point, the last point was on courage, and so a little bit different, I guess, maybe version of courage than you think of when you think of facing a lion or some such bravery type courage. Maybe a little different look at that here today, but I want to go actually to a verse, funnily enough, that he didn't use. He was in this chapter, but Joshua 1:9 here. One of my favorite verses. It's kind of hard to have a favorite verse, I suppose, but in the Bible we can go here and there and everywhere. But Joshua 1:9 is one of my favorites. It says, "Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest." Courage. Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, said to Joshua there. I thought of courage, and this kind of popped into my mind about halfway through the week. We've struggled a little bit here at the Short household this week. We've had some sickness, and we're getting over it now. But we were reading me and the girls were reading from the Bible, and the Garden of Gethsemane, the story of Jesus in the garden came up, and I thought, what better example? Maybe there's not a better example of courage, of course, the cross, but in Jesus's life, in the whole entire Bible, there may not be a better example of courage than right here in the garden. In verse 39, he says, "And he went a little further," he being Jesus, "he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt." The courage to say that, the courage for Jesus to know that he could have called 10,000 angels and it would have been over right there. He would have never been arrested. But the courage to go ahead and face that, and what that looked like when he submitted himself. I think that's the thing that kind of really hit me this week is what courage looked like in Jesus when he submitted himself. He allowed those Roman soldiers to take him to his ultimate death. Doesn't look like the courage of standing up to a lion and slaying the lion like maybe David or slaying Goliath, that type of courage. But it's a totally different, type of courage. And it's one that I want to have in my life that I'm able to do that too. And so kind of just finishing up here, some thoughts on courage, to trust God. This was a quote from TJ on Sunday: "To trust God to bring me through whatever he is calling me to." I love that. Jesus as my example. Jesus trusted God to bring him through. He said, "Not my will, but yours be done." He trusted God that even though he didn't want to go to the cross, his fleshly body didn't want to go to the cross. He trusted God to bring him through that cross. And he knew he had to do that in order for us to be saved, for us to take that. And years later down the road, a 23-year-old Andrew Short would be able to accept that. That blows my mind. Two specific calls that, it's like an altar call, but this is kind of something that hit me during the week. Two specific calls here. Number one, for those of us who are Christians, for those of us who are saved, I think the call is for us to trust God. If he's calling you to, help out in ministry, do that. Trust him. Even if it's something maybe that's uncomfortable, if he's calling you to whatever it is. I don't want to put words in God's mouth, certainly, but whatever he is trying to get you to do, please do that. Trust God to bring you through whatever he is calling you to. And then the second one, if you're not saved, then I would ask you to have the courage to step out and be saved. And it's courage. It's courageous to step into the unknown, to step into something you're not sure, you can't live it. You've tried before. That is one of the most courageous acts I think that you can make as a human being, is to take that first step toward salvation, toward a step that something you can't do, but that it's something you need to do. So have the courage to do that. God will meet you right there, and that's all the courage you'll need. He'll take over from there. This is a John Wayne quote in here with, great Garden of Gethsemane reference, and then we're ending here with John Wayne. At least maybe Jason will appreciate this. It's on the wall of El Dorado there. If you ever eat at El Dorado, it says, "Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway." I think that's so true, isn't it? It's not that we're not afraid. It's that, we go ahead and we do what we need to do anyway, whether that's, stepping in the call if you're a Christian, or whether that's stepping out and being saved if you're not. So hopefully you got something out of that today, guys. We love you guys. Hopefully we will get to see you soon. Hopefully maybe tomorrow at church, and looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting back in amongst people. So you guys pray for me. I'll pray for you, and love you guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.